we're gonna recap Monster Bash Under the Stars, even though I did it myself.
No, why did you do it yourself without me?
You said that it really was therapeutic for you, and you feel a lot better that we went.
Yes. It was weird. It wasn't the usual Monster Bash, but it wasn't bad weird. It was just different.
Yeah. Father Kowalczyk, he apologized that he didn't make it there. He said he really wanted to go, and it just didn't work. And I said, well, if it's going to be your first Monster Bash, you should go in October.
Yes.
You should go in October because,
and even October Monster Bashes are much smaller.
Right. But there was only, there was only 6-7 vendors as opposed to like 50 vendors,
And guests.
Yeah.
And it was basically cornhole.
It was more like
Bash Boys, a tiny bit of vending, and like chilling with your friends.
It was more like a reunion.
Yeah.
Like a Monster Bash reunion than an actual Monster Bash.
Yes. But it was great. I had a great time.
Yeah, no, me too.
A lot of Trump supporters, which shocked and surprised me.
It didn't surprise me. It's rural Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but a lot of those people are from Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
That supported.
Yeah.
At least 4 of the people we spoke to were from Pittsburgh that were Trump people. And I was like, wow.
Because of my bumper stickers, that probably got me a ticket for because we're going too slow.
Why is it that he didn't win? If there's all of these monster people,
we're talking about Monster Bash. We're not talking about the election now. We know that it was stolen, and we know that. But we'll talk more about what was there at Monster Bash. One of the vendors was the guy who runs the Maryland, the Mid-Atlantic Nostalgia Convention, which we're planning to go to. We got our tickets to that. We got our hotel for that already, which I hear is the convention that's the most similar to Monster Bash.
Which booth was that?
It was, as you're facing the screen, it was to the right of the screen. I think it was the middle, either the first one or the middle one. I didn't get to talk to him, but I recognized him because he's always at Monster Bash. And he has these obscure DVDs that you can't get anywhere else. I think they're his own, but, like public domain stuff that he
compiled.
Yeah. But he finds stuff that, and it's, he has a lot of monster stuff, but it's not only monster stuff. I think that's where we got, remember we got that Brady Bunch cartoon with Larry Storch?
Yeah.
I think we got that from him.
Okay.
You know who I mean now?
Yep.
Like at Monster Bash.
Yeah, he's like,
next
to Son of Ghoul. I'm with you.
Yeah, across from Tom Savini, next to Son of Ghoul.
Yep.
He's got all that stuff. He's got like a double or triple table.
And it's like just bins and bins and bins and bins and bins and bins and bins of stuff. Yes.
Yeah. So that's the guy who runs this other one that we're going to in August. I was talking to Ron about Jackie Joseph and Jonathan Hayes were supposed to go both to Monster Bash and to this other one, this nostalgia convention, and they were from the original Little Shop of Horrors from 1960. Right. And he said he's going to try to reach out to Jackie Joseph, and he said Jonathan Hayes has an agent who was kind of giving him a hard time. The other thing that Ron said,
that's why I don't like agents.
Yeah, Ron, and that's what he said. He wishes he could deal directly with the celebrities instead of dealing with the agents.
Celebrities.
And he said that Rico Browning was is going to be very disappointed because he already booked another show that same weekend that Monster Bash is going to be. And he says that Monster Bash is his favorite.
Yeah, we know how he loves Monster Bash.
Rico Browning is the last living Universal monster. He played the creature from the Black Lagoon in the underwater scenes, which was one of the and all 3 creature movies. So he was in the movie that they showed the second night, Revenge of the Creature. And actually, we talked.
Which I slept through an old person.
We talked to someone who said that they knew which convention he's going to, which is in Orlando.
Spooky something.
Yeah, which and I guess he lives in Florida, so.
Listen, God bless. Whatever he's got to do.
He's 90 years old.
He's 90 years old. He's the last Universal monster that's still alive.
You know, yeah, it's like meeting Bela Lugosi or Boris Karloff or Lon Chaney. You know, it's really.
He
a
also
major
created Flipper.
Yeah.
That's not nothing. So I did not talk to a lot of the vendors because I was spent 90% of my time talking to Mr. Hayworth and talking to Frank Delistretto.
Yeah. Oh, you talked to Frank?
I talked to Frank Delistretto for probably 3 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He is such an interesting person. Like, he's more interesting than he lets on.
Right. Well, his lectures are always great.
His lectures are always cool. He gives these envelopes out with, like, you don't know what's going to be in the envelope, and it's always something related to the talk that's like very wild.
Why didn't they have him speak anyway?
Well, that's when I heard that he was going to be there. I thought he was going to be talking about his new book.
Yeah.
So I was like, I told him that I was very disappointed that he wasn't going to be speaking because I always enjoy his lectures, and I like had sort of a fantasy that he was going to talk about this new book, and so he gave me a little mini lecture right there about what the book was kind of about, and another guy was horning in, and so it wasn't as fabulous as I thought it could be, but it was still fine. Like, it's a Monster Bash thing, and
yeah,
he's.
That must have been when I was asleep, or when was that?
I don't know, but I was there. Faggy was there, and I just spoke to him for the longest time, and you know, he's such a. Again, just talking to him, I see that he's
the longest time.
Much more interesting than he.
Yeah.
Lets on.
And he's a much better speaker than Deborah Painter, who has interesting stuff
really
to talk about.
Interesting topics, but her speeches are always so boring. And poor Deb. His speeches, though, usually great.
Yeah, the Bigfoot guy didn't come.
Bigfoot guy wasn't there. What's his name?
The Bigfoot UFO guy, the Kecksburg guy, and then and Mr. Lobo wasn't there. But Chris Hayworth was there, and he's a Monster Bash staple. He told me
he's so great.
He told me he
at
says
all times.
He's only going to do this for another year, and I
know, and I said no, you can't, because my kids are growing up and my babies are going to want to see you. And he was like, I'm 75, and I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, Rico Browning's 90.
I was like,
he's like, I don't have to schlep my stuff all over the Commonwealth. I was like, so don't schlep, just
come.
Just come and hang out.
Because the thing is like, talking to him is the funnest part of his thing. You know what I mean? And I like him because he's a really accomplished, very talented musician.
Yeah.
Who can do anything.
Did you hear when he was talking about Wes Shank's funeral? How he sang at Wes Shank's funeral?
He did.
Yeah. And he said he sang, hymns at the funeral, and then they asked him to sing his song about the Blob in the summer of '57, whatever. And so, and he said that was the first time he ever sang it a cappella by himself, but he managed, and people enjoyed that. He can sing
anything.
Yeah.
He's a session singer.
Uh-huh.
Meaning, you got to go in there and be able to sing anything and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those are not nobody, you know? So I love to talk to him about music, and we talked about autism, and we talked about people on the spectrum and marginalized communities. By marginalized, what we meant was, I guess, the social outcasts of the world, which I thought was really incredible, and he related it to spirituality, which relates to my work.
Mm-hmm.
So that was awesome. And I wanted to talk to Munster's guy in the end, but he was always so busy.
Yeah, and his stuff was cheap. That's why I got that little Godzilla for $5.
What?
That thing is probably worth a lot more.
Way more than that. At least 10 times that.
Yeah, minimum. And then but the other new Godzilla toys from Walmart also we got for $5 each. So that was. Yeah, we didn't spend that much money.
No.
I mean, the RV we spent money on.
But I don't even care.
Yeah, it was worth it. We would do it again.
I feel like a different person. It really needed it. It recharged my batteries. I went into work today feeling like, okay, whatever. Whatever gets thrown my way, and wow, did it get thrown my way. I can handle it. Though. Yeah, after work. Still, we're working on it. We're still handling it. But, like, it was so... It's just good to be with your own people, you know? You can be whatever you are. You could be an Orthodox Jew.
Yeah, they said like
you could be a Ben Noach.
Yeah, we
walking around on the crutches. You could
we were talking about how like we couldn't drive on Shabbos, and they were like,
we will come pick you up and take you. They were
they were so nice.
It was so cute because they're so earnest. Like they just want you to be there. And like even though they don't know halacha, whatever it is that you need, they're there for you.
Like in New York, no one would do that.
Nobody would do that.
Yeah.
And like people in New York, I feel like would be like your kids, and everyone there loves our kids. Oh, your son is so great. Our son.
Yeah.
You know, who everyone's like, he needs to go to special school. Oh, he blah blah blah. Like,
and then there's like, oh, he's a little Ron Adams. He
knows all about the different Fly movies, and
he was talking to them about their DVDs there and everything, and he has his opinions and everything, and so So you didn't really watch it. The only movie you watched was I Married a Monster from Outer Space, which is a good one.
My only beef with that place was the screen was too small.
The screen was really small, and we were far away too. But even when you're right up there, it was tiny.
It was very small. Yeah. Everybody was speaking about how small it was, but I don't care. It was really great. Matter. I was there with my peeps.
Yeah.
And
everybody was having fun.
We all had fun. I got 3 bug bites and a sunburn, and I don't even care.
You think I got this sunburn out with the Indians today at work?
It's up here on your arm. I mean, unless that's from wearing your t-shirt at Monster Bash.
I don't know.
If they did it again, would I go? You bet your butt I would go.
Yeah.
But I would know what to expect.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't expect, like, it wasn't even half a Monster Bash.
No. Because it was 6 really movies.
The super diehard people.
Yeah.
Monster Bash people.
Yeah.
And it was just movies, cornhole, Bash Boys, and like a tiny amount of vending.
And just hanging out.
And chilling. And that was it.
Yeah. They had the cake, which we couldn't eat, of course.
But we were down there chilling with them.
Yeah.
And no one cared that we didn't eat the cake. No one was like, oh my God, why don't you eat the cake? They were just like, if you want some, cool. If you don't want some, also cool.
Yeah.
And that is the beautiful thing about Monster Bash. I'm sure some of those people were not Trump supporters, and nobody
I
got up in our face about it.
Unlike our neighbors.
Speaking of. It's fine, and that's the beautiful thing about Monster Bash, is as long as you agree about Bela Lugosi and Ray Harryhausen, you're accepted.
That's right. And the one thing, like, what did Chris say? He said because these are people who are not into the slasher films
so
and
they're
stuff.
They're
more gentle and friendly.
I just feel like I've never been in a place where I was accepted for every single aspect of my personality. Classical musician, check. Orthodox Jew, check.
Yeah, there were other people other years we were there.
Horror person, check. Whatever it is that I am is A-okay there.
Yeah.
And I've never been chastised. I've never been made to feel bad. I've only ever been made to feel accepted and worthy. And that is worth everything. And it was cool to go to work and say to the people that I work with there, you have to find your people.
Yeah.
And then you'll be okay. And then it'll be okay,
Even though we just go once or twice a year, it's still
and even nice. We didn't have it for 2 years.
Yeah. Well, the same thing when when we went to Witch's Dungeon, they were like, "Oh, we were waiting for you,"
Yeah.
I remember seeing a thing about before we started going to Monster Bash. I remember seeing something on Twitter about Monster Bash, and I was like, and someone said the best people are monster people. And I was like, what is this place? I gotta go there. And then the next year, I think it was the following year, was when we found out about it. And then people were talking about going to the Monster Bash in the 90s when Ray Harryhausen was there and Forrest Ackerman was there.
Imagine.
And I was like, I wish I would have been there, I mean, I didn't really know who Forrest Ackerman was when I was a kid, but I knew who Ray Harryhausen was. And that would have been amazing to meet Ray Harryhausen. But I did get to meet Bird Eye Gordon, that was really cool. A few years ago. He didn't seem to be that interested in talking, but other people said he was nice to talk to. But I was that same year. Larry Storch was there, and he was really nice.
He was happy to see some fellow heathen.
Yeah. Bird-Eye Gordon is Jewish too, isn't he? I know his daughter was from, but I don't know. I guess I assume she's Jewish. I mean, I assume he's Jewish. She was Jewish.
Born Jewish.
So.
Okay. Everybody go to Monster Bash if you want to.
If you want to, you don't have to.
If you're a monster person and you feel weird, you will be loved.
All right.
If you get out of the car and think, yes. If you drive into the parking lot and look at the bumper stickers and look at the vanity plates and think,
Karloff and zombies.
Yeah, yes. Then you're probably in the right place.
Although we see that at Chiller, and it's not the same.
It's not the same. There's something about the Monster Bash people, and
yeah. And a lot of them go to both, but it's still not.
And the people
same.
that were there were like so excited to see us. Like,
yeah.
I remember I drove up, and they were like, "Hi."
Yeah.
Hi, we're gonna give you your badges right now. And I was like, wait, my husband is coming. This RV is coming. They were so excited, and that's a refreshing feeling. I haven't felt that for a very long time.
Yeah, so, even going to Witch's Dungeon, it was something was off. I guess because they weren't showing movies there.
And it was like the social distancing thing. It was still in the thick of the very bad part of the pandemic.
Yeah, I went to see Cortland with that face shield. Yeah, that was something, but we were happy that there was something to do, something, or that Williamsport comic book day, which they're going to do on Shabbos this year.
But that was still fun.
That was,
It was not everything, but it was still something.
Yeah. It's what we had. That's all we had. So
Blob Online, Blobfest Online.
Blobfest Online, which they're doing again next
month.
month.
Also not perfect, but something. Cute for what it was.
Yeah. Chris said he's a little disappointed about what they're doing with the Blobfest because he said it's all about the producer Harris, and he's like, 3 of the 4 movies that they're showing are his dad's movies that Harris released, and then the 4th one is Equinox, which which
is a weird movie.
But it was a student film that he just beefed out a little bit. I mean, it's a historical.
Beefed out? Did you just say that?
I don't know what to say.
I like it. Beefed out. Your father just said beefed out.
What?
About Equinox.
We're doing the Monster Bash recap right now.
Hi, Dina.
Are you like a baby in it?
I think it's time for us.
It was Dina's first Monster Bash, and she loved it. Her favorite part was eating ice out of a styrofoam cup. And she was the belle of the ball.
And we got drunk, and that was good.
And I got drunk and ruined my kidney. Love.
We gotta go inside.
Okay, I love you guys. Bye.
Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.